All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and places where serial killers live. My name is Brent, aka Boo Up. I'm here with my man Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? Just got back from my vacation. I was up in San Jose, so I've been gone since Wednesday. And the reason why I was in San Jose is because my sister loves to chase ghosts. She likes to go to these haunted houses, but knowing me, I'm like scared of all of that shit. And I was like, oh my god, we're gonna go for vacation. I thought vacation you're supposed to go to the beach or go sightseeing. You don't go to go to a haunted house to, I don't know. But apparently after I went, I had a blast, because I think I lowered my standards way to the ground, thinking I'm not gonna have fun at all because we're going to a haunted house.
Haunted house.
Yeah.
Totally the opposite of what you would do on vacation, dude.
Exactly, but it was just learning about the haunted house in itself was pretty enlightening. I went to the Winchester Mansion. The owners that made the Winchester rifle that won the West with the guns and all that, and the house is like a huge maze where every turn, every stairs, you think the stairs goes up somewhere. Some of the stairs actually just don't even go anywhere. They just go upward. Or some of the doors open and it's just a wall behind the door. It's because the owner, really strongly believed in ghosts. And so she designed her house, with all the money she was getting, she designed her house to stop all these ghosts because I think it was some sort of not fortune teller. Dang, I don't know. The people who are connected with the ghosts basically told
like
her,
gypsies and shit.
Not gypsies. What's the other one? The other word? I'm not sure. I'll figure it out later. But they told the Winchester owner, your family's cursed because the husband died and the child died, but she said the family's cursed, so move out to the West and also design your house to stop all the ghosts, because the ghosts that are following her are the people who died by the Winchester rifle. And so the owner strongly believed in that, so she designed her house in like a strange maze. And literally, we had a tour guide. As soon as we got in and we're going up all these crazy stairs, the house started to feel like it was moving, and everyone felt that way. So I was like thinking, like this is a strange phenomenon. And then by the time we got to the seance room where they summon ghosts and stuff like that, where they used to summon ghosts, basically, I was getting a headache. And I learned that most of everybody, actually, not everybody, but most of everybody in the tour was getting a headache too. And I turned to my sister that loves ghosts and stuff. She was sweating bullets, even though it was freezing. So her headache was pretty extreme to the point where she was starting to sweat a lot. So I was like, damn, dude, see, this is why we don't go into ghost houses.
Wait, was it because of the ghosts, or why were people getting headaches?
I don't know, but there's that room had a lot of energy for some reason. It just felt different than the other rooms. We walked into that room thinking we didn't know anything of it because, the tour guide was just bringing everybody to each room. And as soon as we got into that room, everyone was starting to get headaches. And then she started telling about, the history of that room. And then, we're thinking, maybe it's the ghost or whatnot, or the spirits that are attached to us. But as soon as everybody left, got outside the whole mansion, everybody's headaches went away. So maybe there's chemicals in the air. I don't know, but I was just thinking, dang, that's a little bit strange. And I believe in ghosts. I have a strong imagination. So my entire trip was pretty fun in regards to thinking this is not going to be fun going to a haunted house. But we had a blast looking at the Winchester rifles and the mansion itself. And then the following days we went to San Francisco and Sacramento, and and then now I just came back today. So.
Nice, man. This was a good little 5-day vacay. Getting out there, man.
Spring break.
Dude, never let me say vacay again, by the way. That is the stupidest word I think I've ever said.
Is that from our generation? I don't know.
No idea, dude. Just never let me say that shit again. But see, now you understand my feeling too. Remember, I think I said a few podcasts ago that I hate scary movies because I hate feeling scared.
Yeah.
But the fucked up part is scary movies and stuff usually have great storylines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just experience real life, scary movie, and you found out the great backstory behind it, dude.
Yeah, that was the interesting part too.
So that's wild. And then when you were telling me about this, I was just remembering that H.H. Holmes murder house, dude, in Chicago, dude. Don't know what it is. Definitely Google it. That was crazy.
I'm not Googling nothing.
I would have hated to be trapped in that fucking house, dude. But yeah, into the video games. It's kind of a slow news week, man. I guess GDC was this week. That's the Game Developer Conference, whatever it is. So all these game developers just got together and showed off what they were making and stuff. A lot of
Where's
indie
that
games
located?
I don't know. I would imagine it's in LA, dude. That's where a lot
in
of
the
them
convention center. The convention center's down the street, so maybe I'll stop
Break
by and see if there's traffic around that area.
But yeah, just a lot of reports of indie games out there. Actually, a lot of reports didn't come out of there because these are just developers. No real media outlets are going to this thing, so you don't hear too much. One thing you did hear coming out of the convention or conference was that Borderlands 3 is coming. I guess it was part of a PowerPoint presentation that 2K or whoever makes Borderlands was putting up, and some guy sneakily took a picture of it. And I think the announcement's coming in E3. They said in June. Yeah, that's around E3 time. So
wow,
Borderlands 3 on the way, dude. Have you played any of the Borderlands games?
No, but I've always heard good things about it. So
yeah, I think 2 was free on PlayStation Plus, 1 month. So I played a little bit of that. And this was after we got into Destiny and all that. So it's cool. They're the originators of the looter shooters, and they have just ridiculous characters and stuff like that. I played the Telltale version of, was it Tales from the Borderlands? And that was pretty good. I did not understand a lot of the inside jokes because I only played like the first 5 hours of Borderlands 2. But this is good. I think I said it about Division 2 a couple weeks ago. Is they're in a prime spot to take that looter shooter crown away from Destiny 2, right? Have you played Destiny 2 since Monster Hunter came out, by the way?
No, but I saw like one news article about Destiny 2 was abandoned so bad by the players that like some of the bosses was not loading in or something like that. Yeah. And they're like saying like, oh yeah, I guess it got really that bad to where that even the NPC is smart enough to abandon the game. I was like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. And I saw the video too. They're like it was like three people stuck in a strike. They didn't know what to do because the boss didn't spawn. Yeah.
It's like riding a Disneyland ride and like Indiana Jones doesn't show up in the end with the boulder. You're like, what happened, dude? That's crazy, man. Yeah, so that game's falling hard. I was reading a similar article where I guess there's a website that tracks how many people were doing Trials of the Nine. You know what I mean? That weekend PvP event. And it's been going down. I think it's in the thousands now of people in the world that are playing that. Now, this is just people that are playing Trials of the Nine, but this is compared to like, when Trials of the Nine first came out on Destiny 2, and there was like hundreds of thousands of people playing, right? So it's been a hard, long fall for these guys, but it's crazy, dude. It just sets the stage for everybody to come up and do it right, do microtransactions right, do modern day MMOs right, do looter shooters right, do multiplayer games right. Just learning from all the mistakes. So I'm fine with it, man. If Destiny 2 had to be a sacrificial lamb, for all these games to be
for
good.
all the good games.
Yeah, then I'm fine.
Yep.
I'm actually fine with it, dude. But yeah, dude, because Monster Hunter is great, and I think they learned something. Maybe if not everything, they learned something from what Destiny 2 fucked up on. What if that was like a tagline or for a game coming out? It's not like Destiny 2, and that gets people excited,
dude. Holy shit, that's good marketing.
Just throw so much shade at fucking Bungie, man. Wait, I haven't either. I think there was some updates over the week to the game that they were really excited about, but wasn't nobody listening, man. Nobody cares anymore, dude. It doesn't matter how much you fix the game. It's so dead. I totally uninstalled Destiny 2 from my PC too. I needed space, so I got rid of it, dude. I think, you know, the only thing that would save that game?
What's that?
Battle Royale, dude. If they had Destiny Battle Royale, that might save it.
Yeah. I thought it would be flying the spaceship, but you still have that same loading and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a loading screen. You could just do it faster now. Instead of going out into space and then flying, you could fly straight from the planet. So it's the same thing. But yeah, Borderlands 3, I don't expect that to be out. Do you think that'll be out 2018, man? They're announcing it in June.
Nah, I think it's still in development, and then they gotta tweak it, and then they gotta push it until 2020.
Okay, no way, dude. I don't think Borderlands games take that long to come out. I think it'll come out this year, man.
Possibly next year.
I'm thinking December this year it'll come out, man.
Unless they've been secretly working on it this entire time. And,
oh yeah, you know. I think that's definitely what happened. But it's kind of crazy how I think no games are trying to release in October this year, just because Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out in October.
Smart. That's smart.
I think even the new Call of Duty, whatever is going to come out, was it Black Ops 4? I think we're talking about. That's coming out like in early October when it usually comes out near the end, just because they want their week to themselves before like Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out. How crazy. Nobody wants to compete, man.
Exactly. And I think that's a brilliant strategy, because if they release in the same time, then you know you're forcing people to just pick one of the games, and I'm like, nah, just release it in continuously. That way you're guaranteed people to get over the previous game.
Yeah, and not that you're even forcing people to choose, but you're forcing people to make that comparison. You know what I mean? I mean, these two games come out the same day. Everyone's gonna be like, "Ooh, which one sold more? Which one sold more?" They came out the same day, right? And the one that sold less is always gonna look like the loser in that situation. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose to Red Dead Redemption 2, man. No matter what game you come out with, dude. I don't even think Final Fantasy VII Remake can come up to Red Dead Redemption 2, man. So that's wild, man. How much power that title holds is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh, we were talking about Telltale earlier. Tales of the Borderlands. The last season of Telltale's Walking Dead got announced. I played the first and second season super religiously, man. Got like 5 different endings in each of the stories. But just because of the way the second one ended, dude, I did not touch the third one or the Michonne one at all, dude. It totally fell off.
Wait, so do all of these episodes connect with each other, or is it just like different plot lines for different people?
So there's only one spin-off in the Telltale universe, at least, and that's with Michonne. I think that's its own 3-episode thing that just follows her, you know, from the show and the comic books. The Telltale series follows Clementine, and she's, when the zombie apocalypse starts, she's just like a little girl. So she's progressively getting older. In the first 3 seasons, I think she's like a teenager in the second season, and then in the third season, she's a little bit older, maybe still a teenager, not quite 20 yet. And then the final season, I think she's gonna be an adult. So, I don't know, man. I'm so over The Walking Dead. I think they need to come up with just like how it happened. You know what I mean? and what they're doing to fix it.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, Walking Dead had been focusing on surviving, which was good, but they've been using that formula of like, we gotta survive this, we gotta survive this. I'm like, what about the original goal of what is happening?
Yeah.
And what is the solution to, I thought they were gonna travel to Washington or whatever to find the cure, but right now it looked like things are getting just settled in, and I'm like, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they did great with the character development on the human factor of what would happen in a zombie apocalypse, right? Just concentrating on how people would react to this situation. So that's cool. I mean, you have people like Rick Grimes, you have people like what's his name? The governor or whatever that just go crazy, and other people like that. That's cool. We've figured out how different people will react to different stuff. We've had wars between these types of people and all that in this world.
Yep.
We kind of know, I guess in the TV show they explain, I guess, what happens to you when you turn into a zombie and everything like that. But the actual fight against it, what I want, my dream for Walking Dead next season is for just some soldiers to show up and be like, hey, we're what's left of the U.S. government. We're figuring this out, And then they just follow that story arc until the end, dude. That's my dream for Walking Dead, man. Of course, it's
a pretty far stretch.
Yeah, dude. It's never gonna happen, dude. It's never gonna happen. I think those days of Walking Dead getting more viewers than the NFL is over, dude. Like, they need to end it while it's still, before it kills itself. You know what I mean? Just give people, ends of the complete story. But yeah, like I said, played the first 2 seasons. And just because of the way, the second season retracted so far from what I thought the game was supposed to be about, didn't really touch the third season at all. So, I don't know. Maybe with this one coming out, I might try it out.
Is it like something really that bad, extreme? It happened in number 2 that can't be altered in number 3?
So, I haven't really...
Someone dies.
No. So you have a choice in the end, a pretty drastic choice, because you're still Clementine, you're still this pretty impressionable kid, and I guess the choice comes down to who you want to go through the zombie apocalypse with, right? Which adult kind of parent figure you want to roll with, right?
The doctor.
No, well, what are the choices? Well, anyways, there's a choice and you get to make it, and just the way you make this decision is kind of trash. I don't know. Are you ever gonna play it, dude?
Negative.
Okay. So, anyways, there's this girl, and at the end of my game, I stuck with my boy Kenny, who was in season 1, and I was like, since he is the only other character from season 1 to make it to season 2, he was my guy, dude. Right? I was gonna roll with him till the end. This one chick tries to blame Kenny for killing a baby or something like that, and tries to get you to see his evil side, you know what I mean? And he gets so pissed off he's starting to kill the chick because he's like, I didn't kill any babies, whatever, blah blah blah. So he starts killing her, and your choice is to shoot Kenny or just let him choke her out, you know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Is that his character to be that violent or something?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he's kind of like a Rick Grimes, you know what I mean? Where he kind of blacks out, I would guess, and just goes violent on people and stuff like that. Especially, she was trying to push him this entire story too. This other chick. What ended up really happening was this chick hid the baby in the backseat of a car, and was trying to pawn it off so you could see the true nature of Kenny. And do you really want to be with this person? You know what I mean? For the end of the world.
Conniving.
So, exactly. So whatever, she chokes out this chick, and you find the baby, and you're like, what the hell? She's crazy for trying to blame you for killing this baby. So that's it. It's whatever, you know what I mean? And then you find another settlement with Kenny and the baby, and the settlement's like, well, we only take women and children. We can't let you in, dude. So you have a choice of going into the settlement without Kenny or leaving with him. And of course, I'm ride or die. I just left with him, dude. From what it looks like in season 3, all of those decisions just didn't matter at all. It has its own story. I haven't seen Kenny anywhere in that shit. I mean, the transition from season 1 to season 2 was kind of the same thing too, right? I was Clementine, and the main character from 1, spoiler alert, he dies at the end. So you start taking control of Clementine. And he tells you to look out for these people in the group that can help you out and watch after you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beginning of the second season, those two people, spoiler alert, die like right off the bat, dude. So everything that happened in season 1 kind of doesn't matter anymore. So that's why I'm figuring it happens the transition from 2 to 3. And I just don't want to put myself through that. I thought Kenny died once before. I can't go through him really dying, man. That would mess my head up too much, man.
He's your boy.
Well, like I said, man, if this concludes the story, then I'll write it out. You know what I mean? I'll probably just wait until the whole season is out, though. I won't play it episode by episode. Been hearing good things about the Batman one, though.
Really?
Yeah, I guess in the most... they just finished the second season of the Batman Telltale series, and this one is like an origin story for Joker. And I guess you can manipulate through your decisions whether Joker becomes a villain or a vigilante like Batman. It's kind of weird. Kind of has me interested to play. I know we got the first season free on PlayStation Plus.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, did I download it when it was free?
Oh,
People are
no,
telling me
dude.
not to download it.
Well, you should have just downloaded it, like claimed it at least, man. Shit.
Exactly. I was thinking, like, shit, I should have just done that.
Damn. R.I.P., dude. But yeah, Telltale's going through some pretty big changes. I think they fired a lot of people on their staff. The games were cool in the beginning, right? When they first came out. That first season of Walking Dead was crazy. But after that, it's kind of been letdown after letdown. So maybe this is the beginning of the new era. Or maybe the end of this era, right? They start to get new gameplay techniques in and all that stuff, so... Because believe it, those games are super buggy, dude. Like, they have quick time events and shit. And those little... mini games that you rotate your joystick and stuff like that. And it would never read, like, which direction you're rotating your joystick. Like, there was stuff... I think there were quick time events that you would just automatically fail in that game.
Wow.
Yeah, just because it was so buggy. But, yeah, who knows? Maybe this is the end of their buggy era, dude. And now they get to make good decision-making games. Which, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like yet. Because I haven't finished Life is Strange. So we'll see. What else? Oh, E3 is coming up, man. We went last year, not really thinking about going this year, just because you have to buy a 3-day pass for $250, dude.
Exactly.
I
don't want to go all days.
Yeah, man. If they sold a daily ticket, I would definitely jump on 100%. But to commit all 3 days in the middle of the week is kind of crazy for me, man. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it. They're doing something different this year, I guess. A lot of people were complaining that E3 was way too packed, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I think that's what we were talking about in our previous podcast. We're like, we should stagger the audience and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they heard you, man. They made me listen to our podcast last week. Because now there's a time that industry pass people can get in, and there's a time where a public pass can get in.
Nice.
So if you have an industry pass, on Tuesday you can get in at 11. If you have a public pass, the earliest you can get in on Tuesday is 2 o'clock. So all the people that actually work in video games and stuff like that, they get 3 hours to just roam the floor before anybody from the public can get in, man.
Yeah, we get those Mario hats and shit.
Right?
I really want that hat still.
It's just industry people can get that Mario hat first and take all of them.
Oh,
before
damn.
anybody from the public rolls through. Because if they're smart, I mean, if I was there working on a video game or something, I had those 3 hours, I would get so much done, dude. Because then by the time 2 o'clock hits, that stampede of people is gonna come through, dude, and run to like the Nintendo booth or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good. They definitely listen to your advice, man. So that's crazy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You could send the check to Rick's PayPal account for his consultation fee. Same thing on Wednesday. It just starts a little earlier. I think industry people on Wednesday can get in at 9, and then the public gets in at 12. Thursday, everybody gets in at the same time. So, no, yeah, I think it'll be good, man. You can separate the type of crowd that you're getting in there, so they don't have to run into each other. Because last year there were definitely times I think where we saw people that were just trying to work get stuck with us common folk and shit in lines and stuff.
Oh yeah, didn't you say you were talking to a producer or something in line?
Oh yeah, for FIFA actually. Yeah, one of the producers for FIFA, I was talking to him, and it was crazy, dude. He was talking so much shit about how there was like the public was coming in and ruining everything, and I was like, oh yeah. So I don't work for video games at all, dude. It's like, oh, okay.
Awkward.
I know, dude. It was amazing. But no, me and him. I think that's the first time I played Destiny 2. Holy shit, dude. That was less than a year ago. I was so hyped for Destiny 2 to come out, playing the demos, dude.
Shit, yeah.
And then now look at it. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, good for them. Good for E3. Don't know how many tickets they've sold. I think last year, they sell like 15,000 tickets or something to the public. So I don't know how many they've sold this year. But hopefully this time staggering thing kind of works. Hopefully like the professionals or industry people know that like, okay, 2:00, it's time for me to leave. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9. Just to like avoid, you know what I mean? All the lines and stuff that they'd have to run into.
I don't remember them checking badges also, so I think I'm gonna have to just swing by and see if I can just walk straight in and play the video games. And it's just down the street from my area, so that'll be a blast.
Dude, if you can get in, let me know, man. I will be there by Thursday by 2 p.m., man. Just give us 4 hours to run around and get free stuff, dude.
Yeah, dude, we gotta play the Final Fantasy stuff if they have that free shirt again.
Oh, that is where we did it, huh? Why did I think we did that at like Comic-Con or something? Well, that's crazy. We did do that at E3. Holy shit. Huh.
Year went by so fast. It's gonna be Comic-Con tomorrow.
It will be. I'm already getting emails about what hotels to stay at, dude. Fucking Comic-Con, man. But you're
dude, right. We should reserve those hotels, all of them, and then just like Airbnb to visitors.
Airbnb the hotel rooms. That is a scam and a half, dude. Holy shit. That'd be so funny. Yeah, we're charging $2,000 per night for this studio apartment. It has 2 queen beds though. Looks great. No kitchen. So you have to figure that out. 1 bathroom.
You only have an hour to be in there.
I know. You can only be in there from fucking 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That is crazy. If you could do that, that'd be so foul, man. The hotel industry would be on your ass, dude. It'd be like fucking casino and shit too, where they would just like take you. They wouldn't even call the cops. They just take you to the back room and like pull out your fingernails or something, dude.
Break my legs.
Exactly, man. They would be pissed, bro. That's funny. You should try to do that. We should try to do that.
Like, I know. I was gonna experiment. Just do one.
Well,
room.
No, not a hotel room, but like buy an apartment or some studio or something in downtown and just Airbnb the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, especially around the stadium.
Yeah.
The gas lamp and all that. Yeah, it'd be perfect money.
That would be an all right investment, dude. Because I wonder if you'd make more money Airbnb-ing it or renting it out. Well, I guess if you Airbnb it, dude, like you could stay there whenever you wanted, right? Just black out those days. Like, oh, nobody can come to my house on these days, but since I'm away for the weekend, you guys can hang out here.
Exactly, and then charge what, like $200 a night when there's an event going on, or maybe $500 for a couple days. So who knows?
Interesting.
Masterminds.
Oh, I'd have to check it out, dude. Playing the game of scam artists, man. Speaking of playing games, man, what games have you been playing this week?
Nothing. Well, actually, I played a little bit of Monster Hunter before I went. I was helping out Eric getting acclimated to the game.
Acclimated.
Yeah, there you go. See, my brain has died because I'm too scared of that stupid haunted house. You know, it's just
Accumulated.
Oh, by the way, the hotel I was staying at, it had a bunch of apples everywhere, and we were like, wondering why they had apples, and apparently, something was invented by Apple there. I don't know what was, but the Apple corporation is like all over that whole area where we were staying at. So I was like, maybe I should bring my Windows computer. Just walk around because everyone there was driving a Tesla. They had the Apple AirPods, nice, had the MacBooks, and I was like, Jesus, I'm gonna bring my Windows computer.
Just ruin the neighborhood, dude.
What is this peasant doing here? What is he?
You're like not even allowed to have windows on your house, dude.
oh shit. Just a bunch of apples.
I know, dude. Just a bunch of apple-shaped holes and shit in your house. But that's cool. I didn't know Eric got the game. That's cool, man. Is he enjoying it so far?
Yeah, for the most part. I only played with him a couple of times with him and Scott, and I think he's playing. What was he playing with? He said he was playing with the glaive, and mainly the switch axe.
Okay.
Yeah, the sword and axe thing. So I'm not sure how he's doing right now. Like if he's still playing. I just want to see if anybody's playing. Has anyone been playing Monster Hunter lately?
I think so. I think it's still pretty full online. I know it won't even be a problem next week anyways because the spring event comes out. So everybody will jump back in to get like... Oh, I think the Dante skin is coming out too. So
sweet.
It won't be crazy. They're pretty solid coming out with all these events, this limited time stuff to keep people playing. So...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think I played Monday through Wednesday. Because this week I had a 3-day weekend, dude. And I was telling you, man.
Yeah, holiday.
I was telling you, man. I was going to buy Final Fantasy 15 and just no life it for the whole weekend. You know what I mean? Been stressful at work. I just needed some time to go through this anime world with my boy band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But turns out that didn't happen. Instead, I played Demon's Souls, dude, for the first time. And it was great, dude. And when I say I no-life this game, I really no-life this game, dude. I beat it already. Just beat it Sunday afternoon, April 1st. And I think it's because I played so much of Dark Souls 3, played so much of Bloodborne. I kind of knew all the tricks already.
Yep,
about
you're trained.
what was going to happen. You know, the game where they originated all the tricks and haven't come up with the tricks yet that they would come up with in number 3. I've already experienced, so I already knew behind which corners enemies were going to be behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was an item just out in the open, like, this looks too convenient. You look up and there's a boulder hanging on top of you. Oh, okay, yeah. That's why they want me to pick that shit up. You know what I mean? But it's crazy to think it's a PS3 game, man. I think the levels are really fleshed out. It's like 5 individual levels that make up this game. But they feel like their own kind of contained open worlds, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The first level, you're in this castle, and you can travel all throughout the castle from the front gate all the way into the throne room. And it really feels like you do, you know, navigating through the streets and the alleyways and stuff like that. There's one level that takes place in mines. That was the most frustrating level for me. At one point, I was getting ready to draw out a map and shit, man. Just because I always try to go down one path, reach the end, and then walk all the way back. You know what I mean? And go down the other path, right?
Yeah.
But in this game, Demon's Souls, you can't jump, dude. So there were like ledges that I would fall down and wouldn't be able to come back up. So I was like, fuck, all right, I can't fully explore this yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I kept dying so much that it wasn't worth it. That's the thing too, dude. They are horrible with the checkpoints in this game, man.
They are. You go all the way back to the fucking beginning.
In Demon Souls, in Dark Souls, Bloodborne, you know, you have your bonfires or your little lamps at all the bosses, right? That's great. Sometimes there's lamps like in between, you know, next to shortcuts and all that, so you can jump to the shortcut real quick, go back to where you progressed to, and try to go to the next area or whatever. There was no such thing in Demon Souls, dude. In Demon Souls, there's only bonfires, or what are they? They're like archstones or something. There's only archstones at each boss, dude. So you can only travel from one boss to the other, and there is really, man, there aren't really too many shortcuts in this game at all, dude. I think the worst one for me, one of the worst runs for me ever, was trying to beat the final boss in the first area, King Allant, his name was.
Oh yeah,
because
he dashes a lot.
Yeah, I think I died to him like 3 or 4 times. But worse than actually getting to him and fighting him was the run up to him. The run up to him was just like this whole like road full of enemies. There was like 3 black knights with red eyes you had to go through, dude. And then you had to go up some stairs in a small corridor where like these knights that can 2-shot you are at, man. There's like a ninja assassin throwing knives at you and shit. People shooting with the arrows all at the same time in this little corridor. And then when you get to the top, to like the wall walkway up to the throne room, there's a fucking dragon and 2 of these guards that can shoot fire at you. And the dragon just one-shots you if it breathes fire. And so you have to time the dragon breaths at the same time. You have to time when these people are shooting fire at you. Oh my fucking god, dude. It is so trash. And if you make it past that, his son is waiting for you right by the elevator where you need to go up. Oh my fucking god, bro.
Welcome to Demon Souls.
And if you die at any of those parts, you have to go all the way back to the beginning.
All the way back. And you lose all of your souls.
All that bullshit. It's so horrible, dude. That was the most traumatizing. I think that one was the most traumatizing for me. Just because of the dragon, dude. You know what I mean? I would try to run and slide past something, and then the dragon would just breathe fire on me and kill me in one shot, and I would be pissed, dude. But I think another reason, you know, why this game was a little bit too easy, and it just wasn't because of the runs or anything like that, but I chose a magic class. So throughout my time playing like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I want to use magic, you know what I mean? I want to be like Skyrim or Oblivion, you know what I mean, where I'm like a warrior mage or something like that. And everyone's telling me the whole time, dude, don't use magic. They nerfed magic to shit, you know what I mean? I was like, dang, if they nerfed it so much, it must have been powerful in some game, right? It wasn't even powerful in Dark Souls 1. What came before Dark Souls 1? Demon Souls. So I'm walking
super OP.
Dude, I was killing bosses in 2 hits, dude.
Yeah.
So you get in there, you know, and I beat the first level, and there's this guy in the Nexus, which is kind of like the hub. It's kind of like the Hunter's Dream in Bloodborne, essentially. And there's this guy there that you talk to, and he's like, yo, can you save Sage Frake? He's this super powerful magician. He knows he's the master of the dark magic. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's in Latria. So I was like, dude, I want to use magic. Let me go to Latria. So I go to Latria, go through all this bullshit prison with fucking squid-headed dudes that can stun you,
one shot,
pick you up, and stab you in the heart with their tongues and shit, and then wipe off their tongues after they oh my god, dude, this place is just a nightmare. You know what though? There's an area like it in Dark Souls 3. What's that area called? I forgot, but it's crazy too. I'll talk about this a little bit later, but kind of like the similarities that Demon Souls has with all of the games, dude. You can definitely see where the inspiration was. But yeah, I go through this bullshit prison, get all the keys to all the floors. So I'm opening up all of the prison cells, freeing everybody, and in order to thank me for me freeing them, they attack me, assholes, whatever, dude. I finally see him. He's on like the third or first floor. He has like this magical orb in front of him, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, dude, I'm here to save you." Oh, I don't have the right key. What do you mean I don't have the right key? I can open up every cell in this prison except for his. What kind of bullshit is that, dude?
I think you have to go through the wall or something. I don't remember.
No, dude. You know what it is? There's that giant ass like machine that shoots arrows at you. Trying to cross that bridge. It's on that bridge. So you get out of the prison and start going to like this church. But on your way there, you have to cross this bridge, and there's like this giant steel like statue. And it shoots like arrows every second or something. I died to that maybe 20 times too, because fucking A. The whole time I was trying to time rolling through the arrows, you know, with my invincibility frames and shit. Of course, my timing isn't the greatest. And the closer you get to it, you have to dodge sooner when you hear the sound, you know what I mean? Because you're getting closer, the arrows come quicker, whatever. Eventually, I got past it after 20 tries. And I was able to turn the thing off, and there's a bunch of items in front of it, and that's where the prison special key was, and that's where I was able to save him. But no, it's cool. Similar to Dark Souls 3, there was other inhabitants in that jail too besides him. There was this lady that was just singing in her cell and shit, all creepy, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, I heard this voice. I was like, I know this isn't by accident. I gotta find it. And that's the one you have to walk behind a wall and break it down and stuff to get to her. And then who else? There's this guy. I actually haven't figured out how to free him. There's a guy out there that's just yelling. He's a soul too, so he died. He's like, somebody help me. Like every time you pass him, he's like, ah, just yelling at you and shit. Thinking about it, holy shit, I never saved him because I could never find that key. But he was just always yelling at me and shit.
I think if you make that specific world darker, a red phantom appears in one of the cells, and I think he's pretty tough.
Yeah, the red phantoms were mostly psych. I was using magic. They were all assholes, dude. I just especially after you beat Latria, which damn, dude, I feel like I missed out since the game is offline now. The boss of Latria is the monk, and you said that used to be an actual player.
Another player. Yeah.
So I missed out on that a lot. But the soul you get from killing the monk, you're able to buy the 5 homing arrows. That just fall on top of you.
Very powerful.
Dude, that murders everybody.
It does.
I think I got to the swamp world with the poison lake, and the first boss there is the leech mongerer or something. I killed him in 2 hits. With those fucking arrows, dude. It was insane, man. Yeah.
Every invader had that soul arrow.
Yeah.
Those kind of arrows. I was like, man. So the next one would be like God's Wrath if you're a faith build, which is extremely devastating.
You said God's Wrath? I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Do you know what soul you need to buy that one?
I don't remember. All I know is it's faith, and it blasts everybody off their feet, including invaders.
Okay, I'll have to check that out, dude. But yeah, it's cool just seeing the inspiration for the rest of the great games that came after it. You could see definitely a lot of the same character types carry over from each game to each game. There's like tragic heroes everywhere. Yeah. There's always a knight in the beginning that's just given up his faith on the world and shit. And then once he sees you doing well, he gets his motivation back to try and save the world too, you know?
Yeah.
There's my boy from Dark Souls 3. He was in the other Dark Souls too, but the Knight of Karim, the Onion Knight essentially.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's pretty strong actually.
The Onion Knight in Demon Souls is the best, dude.
Oh, you saved him, so
yeah,
he's helping you, yeah.
Dude, he helped me fight the Penetrator, which was amazing because that boss didn't even look at me the entire time.
Yeah.
And then when I got to that part I mentioned earlier where you have to run through and time the dragon, once you get past the first part, the dragon jumps to a second part on the roof of the throne room, and he's like shooting fire on you climbing up the stairs. The Onion Knight version of Demon Souls comes through on this spot, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of the dragon. Make your way to the demon." And it was funny. Like, I talked to him, and he tells me that, and I start running up these steps, and the dragon is concentrating on him rather than me. As I'm running up the stairs, he goes, "Boletaria!" He just fucking lets out a battle cry, dude. It's the fucking best, bro.
Dude, he is very powerful, especially like aiding you in all of the boss fights.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was so scared he was gonna die, dude. I was fighting the penetrator, but he came through, man. I was like getting scared because I think he was at half health, and the penetrator like did that stab attack where it lifts him up and throws him down on the ground.
Sucks his soul.
Yeah, man. I was like, fuck no, dude, I gotta save him. So I just went ham and killed him after that.
Dude, that's where John Raymond got his nickname. I think it's Metis or something like that. It came from Demon Souls, the Penetrator.
Oh, okay. Dude, the bosses in the game are kind of disappointing. They're not too hard. Well, at least through the first playthrough. The second playthrough, I haven't even beat the first boss yet.
That's how I was like.
Nah, man. The first boss is horrible. But the first time around, they weren't too hard. You know, I mean, I think it's because we fought fucking Gurman. We fought fucking all kinds of like demons that move super quick and all that stuff. I was definitely using my shield a lot more in Demon Souls. I noticed that for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm ready for Dark Souls 2. But that and like really leveling up, like you can't wear any type of armor unless you have your endurance up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fat roll everywhere.
Yeah,
dude.
Exactly. You got to get the weight ring and the stamina ring to make you roll with heavy shit.
And you can only wear 2 rings, dude. And I wanted to wear rings that made my magic stronger, but no, I couldn't, dude. Oh, and there is one mandatory. So every time you die in Demon Souls, your health goes down, dude.
It punishes you.
Yeah, man. Like every time you die, your health goes down. So there's a ring that makes it so you don't lose as much health when you die. So that's like mandatory. So that's 1 ring slot filled up. I'll have room for 1 more ring slot. Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Stamina or weight ring. You gotta pick
dude.
one.
But yeah, I mean, the game, I think I found it a little bit easy just because I've already seen all the tricks from like the 4th and 3rd iterations of that same game. One of my favorite bosses in Demon Souls, I feel like inspired one of my favorite moments in Dark Souls 3 too, was Astria, the last boss in the Poison Swamp area.
Oh,
I like that boss a lot because the boss was like this old nun or something, right? That turned into a demon to save her world or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then all she's doing is sitting down in a corner, just sitting there. So she's free game, right? Nope. She has like her loyal knight with this giant ass mace that protects her and shit.
Yeah, that can one-shot you in New Game Plus, by the way.
Really? Yeah, dude. So it's cool. Like, I don't know. I'd be fine fighting a knight, right? That's no big deal at all. Except the whole floor is filled with like this, not poison water, but plague water. So if you stand in it too long, you get the plague and your health goes down way faster than if you have poison. Yep. And not only that, but there's like these, what are they, dude? Like armless babies that just pop up out of the water. Yeah, dude. They pop up out of the water and hold you back and shit. You can't move. And you just get stun locked, man. It's horrible. So
there's 2 ways to do that. Is you can kill the knight and then talk to the girl and she'll kill herself, or you kill the girl and the knight will kill himself without battling him.
What? So what I did was, oh, you know what? Now I never saw the knight kill himself though, because what I did eventually, right? Because the run to this area was kind of oh no, the run to the nun was pretty easy, because the boss room right before it was just like right outside. But yeah, I was really trying to fight the knight, and I figured, you know what, dude? What if I bait him all the way to the top and just run down really quick with the cat's ring on and kill her real quick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'll be unprotected. So that's exactly what I did, and that's how I killed her. It was funny though. The first time I did it, I ran down there You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, oh, she's easy prey, dude. I don't need any magic. I'm just gonna go ham with my sword. You know what I mean? So I'm down there with my sword, just swinging away at her. She says something, and that like light explosion comes from her, and I get knocked back into the water. I'm like, fuck. So I try to get up, but of course the babies are surrounding me. Next thing you know, here comes fucking
the knight
with his big ass mace, dude, just dropping it on me. I'm like, fucking A, dude.
If you kill him, you get his armor and I think his weapon too.
Oh yeah,
I forget. Yeah,
probably would have been way too heavy for me, but we'll see in New Game Plus. We'll try it.
Weight ring.
I'll try to
go all the way.
I'll try to parry him.
No, what I did is I kind of did a cheap trick. Is like when you're going down, there's like a little cave tunnel
on the right,
on the ramp. Yeah,
okay.
On the left, or as soon as you get in, you're like on the hill, right?
Okay, yeah.
On top of the hill, and if you go down to the left side, there's like a little tiny tunnel that he comes up for. If you bait him and he swings, his hammer bounces against the wall, and then you just keep slashing away.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'll try that this time. Either that or level up my magic all the way, dude.
Shoot from afar. I think he blocks. I don't remember.
But yeah, man. I mean, there's a storyline. It's not even like part of the main story in Dark Souls 3, but it's one of those like, small little side stories, and it has like the same exact thing of what happens in Demon Souls. So it's cool to see where that originated from and how they evolved it to fit in Dark Souls 3. I thought that was really cool. I won't spoil it because Rick hasn't played it yet, even though he needs to play it one of these. Dude, you need to play Dark Souls 3 one of these days, man.
I will. I gotta finish the series.
Yeah. I think I'm just waiting now for Dark Souls 1 remake to come out, and then once I beat that, look at me all cocky, thinking I'm gonna beat it already.
You will. Trust.
But once I play, that'll be better. Once I play that, I'll try to tackle Dark Souls 2 again, because I gave up on that one so quick, dude. Well, yeah, that was my whole weekend actually. Was playing Demon Souls, dude, and it was kind of worth it, man. It was super fun. Like I said, just seeing the origin story, I guess, for everything in the Soulsborne universe. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, see? Now you're a fully fledged Demon Souls hunter.
Oh, dude, and I totally have that weapon, that spear that John Raymond had that you said was breaking all of your weapons and armor, dude.
I forgot what.
It's like the scraping spear or something like that. I forget, dude.
Yeah. It breaks people's armor.
Yeah, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah. Get the Moonlight Sword. Put your faith up. That goes through everybody's shields.
So, funny story, right? To get that sword, there's like a bunch of slugs hanging from a ceiling. You know what I mean? It's like a piñata of slugs. And saying this out of context, you would think, what the fuck is he talking about? But because you've played Demon Souls and Dark Souls, piñata of slugs is totally believable. But anyways, yeah, it's in this piñata of slugs. And the whole time I'm ignoring it, But what happens is I think I go up to where that piñata is, and a slug hits me and I die. So that's what gets it into my head. I need to kill these motherfuckers for killing me. So I hit them down, and I go down there, and I'm like slashing away, doing all my magic, killing all these slugs and stuff. And I see like this sword just sticking out of the water like fucking Excalibur, dude. And I go, oh, yeah. Pshink! It's the moon sword.
It's pretty strong. It has really crazy range too when you do a down slash, and it goes through, if you're PvPing, it goes through everybody's shields.
But it's for faith, you said, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So nobody can block that if you have your faith up.
Yeah, dude. I totally put it all into intelligence. So I might have to start a new game to make a faith build. But yeah, a lot of Demon Souls, man. And a lot less Monster Hunter. But like I said, I'm not too worried about Monster Hunter, man. It'll be back next week. They got their event coming up, so that'll be cool. But yeah, so this week we're going to talk a little bit about mini games in video games. And I don't think there's much in Dark Souls, man. Or Demon Souls. But there are some in Monster Hunter, dude. Like the arm wrestling. What am I even saying, dude? Arm wrestling is totally a mini game in there.
Yeah.
I wonder if drinking. Well, can you get drunk? You can get drunk in Monster Hunter, dude. So maybe getting drunk and walking around is a mini game too. But for you, man, what are your most memorable mini games?
Xenogears, you gotta play that one. But basically, you remember how the battle system was? It was like a turn-based kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in your gear, you have that turn-based system. You know, you take turns fighting whatever enemies. But a little bit of spoiler: you go get caught in a prison, but there's a mini game, and you have to place first place. And what happens is you get inside your gear, but it's not turn-based anymore. It's completely different gameplay. You're like running around in your gear, jumping. So it's like that Naruto game where you're like fighting in 3D. Yeah, it's exactly like that, but you're in your gear and you're doing all of your combos and stuff like that, and it gets pretty extreme. So it's like you think, okay, in turn-based you can think what attacks and combos to do, and that you're like, oh my god, I gotta conserve my fuel, my energy, because if I exhaust too much power, then I kind of like shut down, slow down. I gotta do all the combos right. So that game was pretty innovative at the time, for being especially a PlayStation 1 game. Another memorable one is like fishing, Stardew Valley.
I think fishing in any game, dude, is up there, right?
Yeah, I got 3 games listed. Playing Stardew Valley, and your goal is to what? Grow crops and farm for the land. But the way I've been earning my money and all that is by fishing.
So wait, my bad. Let's just get that out of the way. Yeah, mini games or anything in a video game that's different from the real gameplay, right? Like you mentioned in Xenogears, that's a turn-based combat game that all of a sudden turns into a mech fighter for this one mini game, right? Yeah, it's just a small off-the-wall portion that still has to do with what's going on in the game, but the mechanics of it are just entirely different, dude. So that's why fishing, even though the main point of the game is to farm and all that, fishing would be a mini game because you're doing different things with a controller, whether you're tapping it really fast.
Yeah,
how do you catch fish in Stardew Valley?
It's kind of crazy. You kind of have to like press it in a little certain spot, and then the more harder the fish is, that little whatever pointer goes really fast. So it's kind of hard to catch the harder monsters. Mm-hmm. But you have to have like I forgot what you needed to have to be able to catch it, like a better fishing rod and all that to catch the fish. And when you catch these fishes at random peaks of seasons, you can sell them for a lot of money. But the main goal is to farm the entire game and all that. I just been fishing. I only had I think it was like a 3x3 little farm, and I'm supposed to farm the entire map, and I'm like, no. I got my little strawberries here. I'm gonna go fishing every single day, and I did that for like the entire year of the game. But yeah, so fishing, it always catches my attention, especially like Persona 5. There's a little bit of fishing in that game.
There you go.
I forgot fishing in that game increases stats. You don't really need to fish, but it definitely helps getting that. And I would like to say fishing in Final Fantasy 15 was actually pretty fun. You're going out to find all these different rare fishes, and you can like see if there's like a big shadow in the water, so you can go ahead and fish there. And I remember there's like one area where it was like an urgent scene. Like I had to go to this specific area, but along the way I was like driving, and I was like, oh hey, there's a fishing spot. So like the entire time I spent like I think an hour and a half just fishing in that one spot, and I was like, oh wait, something was urgent. I forgot. Let me get this fish real quick.
The world is ending. You need to come here and save us. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, hey, fishing.
Yeah, I know there's a legendary fish here. But The one that I remember the most was the Mega Man Legends, the first one, and I don't know if it's considered a mini game, but you had to kick a little can inside a booth.
Oh, and they would give you money.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
And I would did that so religiously every single time I got into that little map, and I was like, I think it would spend maybe 5 minutes trying to aim it right to kick the can into there. So I think I spent a good time kicking the can into a little spot, but yeah, mini games, yeah.
That's funny. And then when mini games get so cool that they become their own game, right? Well, I guess for Final Fantasy 15, they're making it VR fishing, which is why they made it its own game. But yeah, Final Fantasy 15 fishing is definitely its own thing. In Persona, were there any rhythm games or anything like that in there? Rhythm mini games?
I don't remember actually. It was just mainly I was just trying to increase my stats. But,
Gotcha. Because there's totally a Persona dance.
Oh, there is, or
Yeah,
something
dude.
that's coming out. Did it come out already?
I don't know. Maybe in Japan.
It's like
it
a
did.
dancing game or something.
I know. I wonder how it
Completely out
fits
of
in the
character.
story.
Yeah, I was like, why is this character dancing?
The world is ending, but we gotta dance, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Japan, bro.
Oh, I remember one more mini game. I spent 3 hours on this mini game.
What?
And it's the Catherine, that one arcade game.
There's an actual arcade in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to get past level 65 or something like that. I can't believe I spent 3 hours on that little section.
That one was fun, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's funny. You brought up some good ones, dude. I thought you were just gonna bring up fishing, but there's some good ones in there. For me, the most memorable. Well, I'll start off with the ones that are just the kings, dude. Are any game made by Rockstar, dude, just has the best mini games, right?
Yeah.
Since they're open world, I mean, you can go play pool in Grand Theft Auto 4, play an arcade game. Same thing in 5. You can go to the shooting range and stuff, dude.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's a bunch of random stuff that you can do in all those games. In Red Dead, you can play fucking poker, you can play blackjack, you can play horseshoes and shit, man. It's wild,
Yeah.
dude. So all those games have great mini games. The ones most memorable for me are, I'll start with Uncharted 4.
Mm-hmm.
You can play Crash Bandicoot in that game.
What? I didn't know. I haven't played for. Dang.
Yeah,
I gotta
dude.
try that out.
In the beginning scene, you're just Nathan Drake at home doing his day job before he gets wrangled into an adventure. You know what I mean? And the whole time you're at home, you're hanging out with your wife. I think you're married to her. I forgot what her name is. And you guys just duke it out in Crash Bandicoot so you can get a higher score, dude.
Oh wow!
And the controls, I mean, the graphics are still the same, dude. It's crazy. The graphics are how they were in the PS1, but the controls are exactly the same, dude. You're collecting these little peaches and all that shit, dude. It's crazy, man.
Dang.
That they put an actual PS1 game into a PS4 game, dude. That, and I think it was a little feeler for how people were still remembering or still receiving Crash Bandicoot, because shortly after that they announced the remake, right? The remaster version of it. So sneaky Naughty Dog, I see you, dude. Another big one for me is in Final Fantasy VIII. I think I played the card game more than I played the story, dude. Because they had just that card game in the world that you could play, right?
Yeah.
And you could challenge anybody in the world. All you had to do was, instead of pressing X to talk to them, you press square and you would challenge them. And everybody fucking played this card game, dude. It was crazy. My favorite parts are when, kind of like you know, where you're setting up for this really important mission. You're trying to take down this witch and planning an assassination plot. Wait, let me play cards with you first, man. Let me try and steal your rare cards, dude.
Your super rare card.
You're playing these flashbacks as Laguna the whole time, you know what I mean? Intermittently through the game playing as Squall. And you finally meet him and you realize, oh shit, Laguna is my dad, spoiler alert. And you're just getting all this information at once, and now all these flashbacks and real time or connecting together. Fuck you, Pops. Let's play a card game real quick. And then his is the worst card game, dude, because in this space station or wherever you play them at, they play by all of the rules, dude. And that's the thing too. Like each region in the game, because Final Fantasy, you could travel the entire world at a point.
Mm-hmm.
And each country or each region has their own set of rules. You know what I mean? And the crazy part about it is if you learn the rules from one area and you brought it to a new area, they would adopt those rules too. So you could fuck up your entire... Like, I was really trying to collect all the cards, man.
Yeah.
And usually character relatives or that character themselves would have their own card. Like there was a Quistis card, there was a Zell card, there was a Squall card, all that stuff. So I think Laguna had Squall's card. I think Zell's mom had Zell's card. So you would play them for these cards and stuff. But it would suck when you played Laguna because he had 50 million rules to play by. You think you're winning the game. He drops one card and it just takes all your points away. And you're like, what the fuck? How did that happen, dude?
Damn.
So basically it's like war, every card has a value on each side of it. And there's a 3x3 grid where you put the cards down, and whichever card has a higher number on either side of it, it takes one or the other. And then there's rules with elements and same and plus. It gets pretty complicated. That's why it sucked playing Laguna for his card. The space station, because he had every rule. But legit, I really played the card game more than I played the regular game. There's even like the card game's called Triple Triad. There's a Triple Triad club in your assassin school or mercenary school that you go to, right? And I played so much of the card game. I got to it, I think, in like the first disc or something like that. Later on down the line, I got the strategy guide for Final Fantasy VIII, and I was reading. They're like, yeah, you should play against the Triple Triad School Club maybe around the third disc. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Wow.
I unlocked them super early, dude.
Yeah. Damn. Wait, is that the same Triple Triad game that's in Final Fantasy 14?
Yes, it is, dude. It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
dude.
played that shit out of that game.
Yeah, I think there's a version of it in Final Fantasy IX too, but it's a little bit more complicated and didn't stick with me as much as the one in Final Fantasy VIII did. Dude, a big draw for the one in Final Fantasy VIII is just the music. The card game music is fucking amazing, man. And my last most memorable one is from Final Fantasy VIII too. Same one. Where the two gardens are fighting each other. Balam Garden and, oh my god, Gridania Garden? I fucking forget what the names of these gardens were. But anyways, they're fighting each other, and you're Squall, and this dude in like a mech attacks you, and you guys fall out of a window or something and are just hanging by a rope, and you have to press like block, punch, or kick. It's like rock, paper, scissors essentially against the computer. And it's cool because you're like guessing if he's going to throw a punch. If he's going to throw a punch, then you block. If he's going to kick, then you punch to counter that because it's faster. All this stuff, right? But what's cool is you're floating on this mech, hanging on by a rope. And in the background is just like a fucking war going on, dude. And it's just this music playing. And it was just so memorable for me.
Pretty intense.
Yeah, dude. And then, you combo. You get enough hits off at enough times. You get a death blow. You can uppercut the guy off the rope. And then you're just floating, and then you get to watch the scenery behind you, dude. It's just an intense situation, man.
Yeah, that sounds pretty intense.
That one was definitely my favorite minigame. Just because of what's going on in the background. I think I lost that. When I initially played, I lost that minigame like 2 or 3 times. Just because I was watching what was going on in the background rather than
actually
playing
focusing.
the minigame. Yeah, dude. But yeah, man. So let's talk of minigames and just the games that have it in it. Do you feel like they make games better, man?
I think so. I think it's because, you're always grinding or you're always doing repetitive actions, whether it's going through the story and doing the same thing like shooting, fighting and all that, and then you just need some time to I don't want to say unwind, but you need some time to like do something else, so that way you have that stimulus of playing something. So like fishing, for example, you have the stress of fighting the world and saving the world and all that, and then you're like, okay, I just need a little bit of my alone time to go fish. Something that's not stressful where I don't have to, I can fail this and not worry, versus like a battle you fail and then you're like, oh man, I got to restart this game over. But I think it enhances the game like super a lot, at least.
Yeah, no, I feel that too, that it breaks off the monotony of what you're normally doing in the game, right?
Yeah.
For example, in Dead Space, you're on this ship, where people live and stuff, and there's like this basketball zero gravity game that they play, and at one point in the game you could play it too, and if you get a high score in it, you can get prizes and shit like that. And I played that a lot just because you spend the entire game of Dead Space getting jump scared, shooting fucking monsters in the spikes and throwing their spikes back at them and stuff. Yeah, that break from doing that is way welcomed by shooting this basketball in zero gravity, dude. That, and with at least with open world games, it makes the world feel more real, more organic. It's more immersive, right? Like you're walking down the street in Grand Theft Auto, you go into a bar, like, oh hey, there's a dartboard. I wonder if I could play darts. Yup, you could totally play darts, dude.
Yeah.
In Bully, you know what I mean? You go to school and you go to class, and like science class is like a friggin' rhythm game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, it enhances everything. And I think the reason we started talking about this was because of A Way Out, dude, and how they just had those random mini games in there that you could
everywhere
play. And it was a good, the story is pretty serious, right? It's about getting revenge on somebody, but at the same time you're learning the backstory of these guys, their families, how they end up in prison and things like that. But in the middle of it, you could play baseball. This guy, spoiler alert, just had a kid, but we could spend 10 minutes playing Connect 4 in the lobby of the hospital. You know what I mean?
No! Or missing the baseball.
I could be looking for my wife and son, who I haven't seen since I've been in prison, and psych, let me just take 2 hours to try and hit a baseball.
2 hours to hit the baseball. You were pretty stubborn.
No, dude. We were trying to look for this guy so we could find out where the main villain is, and you know what, these guys are all fucking they're arm wrestling. Let's arm wrestle real quick. Well, yeah, they enhance the game, they break the monotony, man, and make the world feel more alive, that you're doing something other than what the game intends you to do. You're playing pool instead of taking over an empire in Liberty City and shit like that. So they're good, man. Keep them coming. And then all of a sudden you get these games that are just mini games, right? Like WarioWare and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mario Party and stuff, which is cool, but I think they're better like littered out, you know what I mean? In like an actual game, they have a better effect and you'll find more enjoyment out of them. So yeah, man, for sure, keep the mini games coming, dude. But yeah, our quick fire question for this week: what is the best what's the best thing that Atlas has done, man?
Give the limited edition panties. Not the panties, the underwear.
Wait for Gal Gun?
Catherine. Oh wait, do they still have that for Gal Gun?
Oh, I don't know. But for Catherine, yeah, they did have boxers. Wait, is there panties for real for Catherine, the new one?
I don't know. Let me check that one out. Catherine too.
So the reason I brought this up, right, was because Atlas, I feel like they're legends to me now. You know what I mean? Because they're known for taking these lesser known Japanese games and localizing them for America. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is mine. Without Atlas, Demon Souls would have never came to America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely give them 1 for that. But now breaking the mold and letting games like Catherine and fucking Persona become popular over here is even crazier, dude. So wait, you're telling me you get panties with Catherine?
Doesn't look like it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. But I'm looking at the first one. That you got the boxers, the shirt,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
pillowcase, which was pretty cool. Did
So not even-
Icarus War, was that made by Atlas?
I don't. You know what? Maybe
Let me
they
see.
did it for the U.S.
Icarus War Atlas. Because if they were, then they came with the booby mouse pad.
Oh no! You know what? I still have your game. It says Axis on it.
Oh, Axis? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't have that booby mouse pad. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging. But yeah, that's it for us this week. Next week we'll have a conversation about Kickstarter, the games that have made it out there, the highlights, the lowlights, and what's currently on there and how it might weird us out a little bit. But yeah, until then, Rick, some words of wisdom.
If you want to make a good sequel for a video game, don't fire your staff.
We'll see you guys next week.